So maybe let's do a little bit of an introductory video. What I have here is a Deutz, it's a D130 06, 4-wheel drive, as you can see. Really not a whole lot of these things left anymore, especially this side of the big lake in the United States. If you go on YouTube, you can find some of these mainly over in Europe, which shouldn't be a surprise because they're a German tractor. A lot of the YouTube videos are from Europe, I guess is the best way I can say that. There are some of them over here in the United States. Not a whole lot. And not a whole lot of 4-wheel drives. And every one that I have ever seen, or most of them that I've ever seen, have had either open station or some kind of a cab, whereas this one is just a ROPS. I've never seen another tractor that looks like this one. This tractor was bought brand new in 1978 by my great-grandfather. It has never left the family, and it probably never will leave the family. Tractor is very low hours, has somewhere around 2,200 hours on it. TAC kind of quit working, but we know it's a very low hour tractor. We know because it's always been in the family. It's always been family running it. So if you don't know about these Deutz tractors, Deutz engines, so this tractor is a diesel. It is an inline 6-cylinder. But here's kind of something interesting about this one. Not this one, but these tractors. So what Deutz is kind of famous for, it is an air-cooled engine. There is absolutely no radiator. There is no coolant. You see up there, there's no radiator. There's the battery. There's just some front weight air filter. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a fan. That is a belt-driven fan. Pop this cover off real quick. Come on. That fan just blows air over into all of the cylinders. So normally, like where my finger is pointing, that would be cylinder block. All of that would be block, and then you have cylinder heads on the tops. So the interesting thing about this is there is a block, but it's a short block. All of these, I think they're called jugs, hold a piston. Those are 6 individual sleeves. That's your engine. Instead of being surrounded by typically coolant in a normal engine, that fan blows air in between each one of those cylinders, and that's how it cools itself. So it is an air-cooled engine. I've also got a video on this thing. These tractors, at least the 06 series, as far as I'm aware, are notorious for brakes being bad. This tractor has had basically non-existent brakes for the past, I don't know, 10 years, maybe 15. And that's not necessarily unheard of. Whenever I bought it, I started checking out the brakes, found that master cylinder, the original master cylinder, was junk. So I bought an aftermarket one. I fixed the brakes. This tractor has kind of been neglected for the past 10 or 15 years, which it is what it is. This tractor was not the main workhorse. It just kind of got sat outside and used when it needed to be used, and sat all the rest of the time. So I'm just catching up on some maintenance, changing all the fluids. I had to put a new seat on it because it was gone. I'm trying to replace the TAC. Electrical system on this thing hasn't worked in the past 10 or 15 years. Every time that we always had to start it, we always parked it on a hill or jerked it with a chain so it could be roll started. It has had basically 0 electronics on it for 10 years at least, which is fine because it doesn't need them to run, but it's nice being able to start with a key, which is what I'm trying to do there. I'm trying to find a key switch that will fit in that socket, but it's another story for another day. So far, the only thing that I don't like about this tractor, or at least the biggest thing that I don't like about this tractor, so you have kind of your smaller ones, D30, D45, there may be some in between, but D80 and D130 are the smaller horse tractors, 45, 80, 100 horse respectively. They all have 540, and then probably the 80 and the 100s can be swapped between 540 and 1000 RPM PTO. You can see I've got this one hooked up to a spreader buggy getting ready to spread some fertilizer. The biggest thing I don't like about this tractor is it is 1000 RPM only, which is I'm gonna have to do some workarounds to do what I'm wanting to do. It's not necessarily going to be pretty, but it'll get me by. But yeah, just a simple old piece of iron. Hopefully it'll continue to run for me for years and years and years. I've always heard that these air-cooled engines are very, very simple as long as you understand them. And as far as the tractor goes, if you maintain it and take care of things, it will drive itself into the ground. So I'm hoping that's the case. So fun little history lesson. Made in West Germany before the Iron Curtain fell. So there you go. Tack is out of it right now. I bought a new tack to replace it, but turns out the cable is bad, so I've got a cable coming. There you go. There'll be more videos on this, I promise.